The Oedipus Complex explained easily, every child's secret journey and how it affects your relationships today. Freud's most scandalous secret, the Oedipus Complex. Loving your mother and wanting to eliminate your father, or for a little girl, wanting your father and seeing your mother as a rival. Sounds strange, maybe even a little scandalous? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the heart of one of Sigmund Freud's most famous, controversial, and misunderstood theories, the Oedipus Complex. But if you think it's just a prurient story, prepare to change your mind, because today I'm going to tell you how it's never been explained to you, and why it's fundamental to understanding who we are. Hello everyone, and welcome to this new episode dedicated to the mysteries of the mind according to Freud. Today we are tackling a giant, the Oedipus Complex, a name that evokes Greek tragedy, taboos, and a lot of confusion. But trust me, behind the surface there is much more than what you hear around. At the end of this video you will understand what it really is, why Freud considered it so important for the development of each of us, and how its traces can influence our choices in love as adults. Don't worry, we will do it clearly and respectfully. Let's start with the name. Oedipus, the Greek tragic hero who, without knowing it, killed his father and married his mother. Freud uses this myth as a metaphor to describe a crucial stage in childhood psychological development, which occurs approximately between the ages of 3 and 6. At this stage, according to Freud, for the child, male, he develops intense feelings of love and desire, not necessarily sexual in the adult sense, but of exclusive possession and affection for the mother, seen as the first source of love and gratification. At the same time, he sees the father as a rival for the mother's affection, feeling jealousy and, at an unconscious level, hostile desires towards him. For the girl, Freud spoke less about this, and others after him developed the concept of the Electra complex, although Freud did not like this term. The dynamic is similar but reversed, desire for the father and rivalry towards the mother. Attention! It is essential to understand that we are talking about unconscious feelings and fantasies typical of that evolutionary phase. It is not that the child actively plans to kill off the parent. Things are getting Freudian to the max here. For the child, rivalry with the father leads to another unconscious fear, castration anxiety. The child fears that the father, perceived as more powerful, may punish him for his hostile desires and interest in the mother, symbolically depriving him of his masculinity, the penis. This fear is a crucial driver for the resolution of the complex. For the girl, Freud theorized that the girl, discovering that she does not have a penis, develops penis envy, feeling lacking and symbolically desiring what her father has. This is one of the most criticized and discussed parts of Freudian theory, considered by many to be outdated and influenced by a male chauvinist vision. It is important to recognize this. If everything goes according to plan, evolutionary that is, the boy and the girl overcome this phase. How? For the child, castration anxiety pushes him to give up the exclusive desire for the mother and to identify with the father. Instead of seeing him as a rival, he begins to see him as a model. I want to be like Dad. This identification process is fundamental for the development of his male identity and for the internalization of paternal and social norms and values. For the girl, the path is a little more complex according to Freud. Identification with the mother occurs, but with different dynamics, linked to the desire to have a child from the father as a symbol of what she misses. The resolution of the Oedipus complex leads to the formation of the superego, our moral conscience, the body that tells us what is right and wrong, internalizing the rules and prohibitions of our parents. What happens if this phase is not processed and overcome in a healthy way? Freud believed that an unresolved Oedipus complex could leave significant repercussions on the personality and adult relationships. Difficulties in romantic relationships. One might unconsciously seek partners who resemble the parent of the opposite sex, or totally different in reaction, or repeat dynamics of rivalry and jealousy. Problems with authority. An unresolved relationship with the paternal or maternal figure can translate into difficulties with authority figures in general, bosses, teachers. Uncertainties about gender or sexual identity. although this is a complex topic and today seen with many more nuances. Excessive feelings of guilt, or on the contrary, difficulty in respecting the rules. It's not a condemnation, but possible areas of vulnerability. Let's be clear, the Oedipus Complex, as Freud formulated it, has received a lot of criticism. It has been accused of being too centered on the traditional nuclear family, of having a heteronormative vision, and the parts on castration anxiety and penis envy are particularly controversial. So are we throwing everything away? No. The enduring value of the Oedipus idea lies in its having highlighted the crucial importance of early family relationships, the mother-father-child triangle, for emotional and psychological development. The fact that children have an intense emotional and phantasmagorical life, made of love, jealousy, rivalry, which shapes their inner world. The process of identification with parents as a basis for the construction of identity. Many subsequent psychological theories, while departing from Freud, have collected and developed these seeds. That was quite a ride into the Oedipus Complex. I know it's dense and can make you think a lot. Did anything surprise you? Did you have a different idea of what it was? Let me know in the comments. What Oedipal traces do you think you recognize, very self-indulgently, in the world around you, or maybe even a little bit in yourself? If you are enjoying this journey into the depths of Freud, a nice like is an incentive to continue. Subscribe and hit the bell, because next time we'll be exploring the 2 invisible forces that move your life according to Freud. Don't miss it. Thanks for being with me. Remember, understanding these dynamics is not a way to judge, but to get to know each other a little better. Until next time, bye.